Episode 30 of the 1000-Year Blood War arc anime titled The Betrayer is going to be very difficult to follow up. The next installment of the 1000-Year Blood War arc anime is releasing in a few days, and it's that time again where we have some leaks that have been released which reveal exactly what is going to be happening within the episode, what chapters are going to be covered, and from the leaks of episode 31 Against the Judgment, we have a solid idea as to where in the manga this episode is going to be ending on. So be sure to stick around till the very end of this video, as I'll be covering everything that there is to know about the upcoming episode of Bleach. We got really tired of the same old boring anime shirts, so we decided to launch Getsuga.com with the aim of creating designs inspired by our favorite anime and manga. We came up with designs that look cool and represent all of our favorite stories. Check out the latest Instinct collection, which features some amazing designs like this Frosted Heavens design inspired by Toshiro Hitsugaya, or this Instinct design inspired by Holo Ichigo, and my personal favorite, which is the Heart design, which was inspired by Ukiura Shifa. Do not miss out, go to Getsuga.com and wear your favorite stories. So every week the official Bleach website releases a synopsis along with 5 preview screenshots of the upcoming episode. So let's first have a look at all of the official preview material for episode 31. So the story synopsis states that Yhwach, now infused with the Soul King, unleashes a torrent of power that erupts from his body as a dark flood, engulfing the Serete. The overwhelming force pours into the Serete and it takes shape as humanoid figures resembling massive eyeballs. These creatures have set their sights on the Shinigami, who are the Quincy's sworn enemies. The Gotei 13 respond, but they are overwhelmed by the relentless, overpowering surge of these creatures. Now, just when hope seems to be lost, Sosuke Aizen, the former captain of Squad 5, arrives, who of course was the infamous traitor who had led the Arrancar against the Shinigami. Now, the final line of the synopsis states, what are Shunsui's intentions in releasing Aizen from Muken? Now, in terms of the staff, you have Masaki Hiramatsu, who's done the script, and in this week's episode, Takumi Ichikawa has done the storyboard as well as the direction, and chief animation director is Yukio Hasegawa. Following the story synopsis, we have these 5 preview images. So we have this shot here of Aizen on Chair-sama, and it looks like he's exerting his overwhelming spiritual pressure here. Then we've got this shot of Shunsui arriving within the Serete with Aizen presumably, and then this image of Urahara looking up, and I'm guessing that this is when he looks up to see Bazbi, Nanana, and Lil Toto. And the next preview image is of that shot here of Bazbi, Nanana, Lil Toto, and Giselle looking down at the Shinigami. People had assumed that Nanana would not be included within these parts of the story, since the anime in Kotu had expanded upon his role by giving him a bit more of a fleshed out fight with Byakuya, and then we got to see his powers being stolen by Yhwach, and it appeared as though he was killed there. Now, this isn't the case. Nanana does return in episode 31. Now, we have Mayuri making his grand entrance in Core 3. Now, this is material that wasn't adapted in episode 29, and it's from chapter 617, and it's where Mayuri arrives assisting Urahara with a Reiatsu amplification device so that they can create a gateway to the royal palace. Now, these preview images perfectly tie into the leaks that we have for this week. So this episode's going to feature a lot of Sosuke Aizen. Shunsui is going to bring him from Muken, so we can expect to see Aizen use KUROHITSUGI, and the leaks have revealed that a OST titled Suspense plays during Aizen's KUROHITSUGI scene. So because so much material has been chopped and changed around within the anime adaptation, content from chapter 613, which was adapted for the most part in episode 27, will be included in episode 31. So this is scenes involving Kenpachi leaving the treatment room as he tries to look for Yachiru. So it's confirmed that Kenpachi will return in episode 31. Also, it seems like cut content from chapter 614 is going to be adapted into episode 31, as the Vizards are also going to be returning to the story in episode 31. The massive emphasis of this week's episode is on Sosuke Aizen, and the leaks state that this episode is actually carried by Aizen. So Aizen fans, you've got a lot to be excited about for this week. From the manga, we know that he has some smug interactions with Rukia and the other members of the Gotei 13, and then when the swarm of creatures fall from the royal palace, Aizen unleashes KUROHITSUGI to destroy a large number of them. Like I mentioned earlier, Nanana will make an appearance within episode 31. Now, I say this because he has a pretty important scene with Aizen Aizen, which fans had assumed was going to be cut, but it is in fact going to be included within this week's episode. So yeah, he uses his Shrift ability, the Underbelly, in order to find a weakness within Aizen's Reiatsu. I'm really looking forward to seeing how this manga content is going to be adapted into the episode. In terms of anime exclusive content, the leaks have confirmed that Ichigo and Orihime will have an anime exclusive scene, and it's described as being emotional. And this most likely is going to be included while Ichigo, Yoruichi and the others are trying to find a way to return to the Greater Soul King's palace. Following this, episode 31 is revealed to be ending on a major cliffhanger with the reveal of Grimmjow returning to the anime. So this is when Ichigo tries to devise a plan on how to return to the Greater Soul King's palace, and he says that if they are attacked on the way up, it's going to be an issue, but Yoruichi states that this isn't going to be a problem as a Garganta then opens up and Grimmjow arrives, as it seems as though Grimmjow is now going to be on the side of Ichigo and the others. So this is a pretty huge cliffhanger to end the episode on. The end of episode 31 adapts material from the end of chapter 624. Episode 31 will also have a post-credit scene, and this is material from chapter 626 when the Schutzstaffel appear before Yhwach and they are fearful of his new transformation. The poem for episode 32 is from Grimmjow and it reads, "My claws will tear you apart," with episode 32 being titled The Holy Newborn. We already knew the title for episode 32 way earlier in advance, thanks to this image that Kubo had posted on his fan club outside. The leaks have stated that episode 31 is a lower priority episode in terms of its production, so don't expect a lot of Sakuga worthy scenes here, and in terms of animation there is a lot of great work done here to add detail and movement to hair and clothing. But yeah, for now this is absolutely everything that we know about episode 31 Against the Judgment. I'm glad that material that's been restructured and wasn't adapted in earlier episodes is going to be included here. I'm looking forward to seeing the Vizards, Kenpachi and Mayuri, and I cannot tell you how excited I am to see Aizen interact with the Gote 13. I do hope that the anime expands upon those scenes of the Shinigami battling the black creatures. Even if it's for a couple of minutes, it would be nice to see Hisagi, Ikaku and Yumi Chika have some new anime fight scenes. Episode 31 has the return of a lot of key characters. With this episode spending a lot of time with Aizen, it's going to be incredibly nostalgic to then see the return of Grimmjow at the very end, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what this Ichigo and Orihime anime exclusive scene is going to be. Let me know all of your thoughts about the leaks and spoilers for this week's episode. How excited are you to check out the episode in a couple of days? I look forward to reading all of your thoughts and speculation about what new content we may be receiving in this episode. Lastly, thanks for making it to the end of this spoiler video, and I cannot wait to see you on Saturday for my Bleach episode 31 review. A massive thank you goes out to all of my amazing Patreon supporters for helping to make this video possible. If you also want to support the channel and see your name in the end of my videos, then check out my Patreon, which has loads of perks like early video access and so much more. Thank you for sticking around till the end of the video, and whatever you contribute will mean a lot to me.